प्रथम बंदो सतगुरु चरण, जिन अगम गम लखाइया। गुरु ज्ञान दीप प्रकाश करि पट खोल, दर्श दिखाइया। जेहि कारण सीधा पचे सो गुरु कृपा ते पाइया। अकह मूरति अमीय सूरति, ताहि जाई समाया। कृपा सिंधु गुरुदेव है, दीन दयालु कृपालु है। विरले पावे भेव, जिन चिन्हा प्रकटता। कोई बूझहि जन जाहुरी, जो शब्द को पारख करे। चितलाए सुनहि सिखापन, हित जान के हृदय धरे। तम मोह सम ज्ञान रवि जब प्रकटे हो, तब सूझहि। कहतु है अनुराग सागर, संत कोई कोई बूझहि। जो मम शब्द विचारई, कोई एक संत सुजान। बसत जासु अनुराग उर, पावे पद निर्वाण। पैया परु नाम के लखा दीजिए। गुरु हो पैया परु नाम के लखा दीजिए। गुरु हो पैया परु नाम के लखा दीजिए हो, बता दीजिए। लखा दीजिए हो, बता दीजिए। गुरु हो पैया परु नाम के लखा दीजिए। गुरु हो पैया परु नाम के। जन्म जन्म के जन्म जन्म के सुतल मनवा हो। जन्म जन्म के सुतल मनवा हो। जन्म जन्म के शब्द के चोट से, शब्द के चोट से जगा दीजिए। गुरु हो पैया परु नाम के लखा।
I wanted to meet all of you for a long time. 10 years ago, Rajendra Saheb got in touch with me when he came here and all of you came here. He got to know about me from Sarvanan, from Darjeeling. I met him in Banaras, and I know him very well, so he introduced you to me.
Yeah.
So I wanted to meet you for a long time. And here by Sadhguru Kabir Saheb's grace, I am here. And I also wanted you to come to Vancouver. So any of you want to come to Vancouver, please come and visit. I've been a devotee of Kabir Saheb all my life. My mother, father, they were Kabir Panthis from India. And they went to Guyana in 1910. And I had 2 sisters and a brother older than me. But they passed away now. And my parents passed away a long time ago. So then I was the last of 4 children. And I was brought up in Kabir Panth. And I have followed it up to now. And I can say that my life has been rich because of Kabir Saheb. His teachings, his Ramaynis, his Shabdas, his Sakhis, they're also important in life. And they have given me a good understanding of Kabir Saheb and what life is all about. You just sang a bhajan, was beautiful. Manush Janam Durlabh. Kabir Saheb says, Manush Janam Durlabh hai, mile na duji bar, pakka phal jo gir pade, bahuri na lage dar. That fruit, mango, it falls, it doesn't go back. So if we fall from God, we don't get back to God. Because we have to remain attached to God. Always. Because God is the Atma, soul. Kabir Saheb said, Sab ghat mein vasaiya, sune sej na koi, balihari karta saka, jagat pargat. Kabir Saheb said that God is in every heart. No heart is without God. But it is the great fortune of that person who can show God in his life, or her life. Because God is the Atma, God is the consciousness, God is our life. If we think a little bit, without Satpurush Paramatma, how can we be here? We would not be here. We all know Satpurush Paramatma is our source. And that is why we must always remember. And Kabir Saheb came to teach us to wake up. Uth jag musafir, bhor bhai, ab rain kahan ki jo sowat hai. Wake up from ignorance and realize that your duty in this life is to know God. Everything else you do in this life is only to support your life and family. It does not get you moksha. To get moksha, to feel that freedom in your heart, you have to do devotion to God. Kabir Saheb said, जब मैं था तब हरि नहीं, अब मैं हूँ, जब अब हरि है मैं नहीं. So when we get attached to God, then we forget our ego. जो अहंकार है, हम उसको भूल जाते हैं, क्योंकि परमात्मा मेरा जीव है. बिना परमात्मा में नहीं रह सकते हैं. So that is why Kabir Saheb said, when you are attached to God, you have no ego. You can't say, I am Rajendra ji or I am Radhika ji. It's God. You don't have name. जो आत्मा है, आत्मा को कोई नाम नहीं है. So we give ourselves name. Name is for the body. ये शरीर के लिए नाम है. आत्मा के लिए कुछ नाम नहीं है, आत्मा तो परमात्मा के साथ है. So this is why Kabir Saheb came to wake up people, to make them realize that to know God, you have to put your heart into it, and just doing external worship is not enough. You can go Tirth Yatra. Kabir Saheb said, na Tirth mein, na Murat mein, na Ekant mein vas mein. Now many people go to Tirth, they go big, they go to mandir, do puja, everything else. But when they don't know God in their own heart, then that does not help so much. But when we sit quietly in dhyan, Kabir Saheb said, you must do dhyan to Satpurush Paramatma. And in dhyan, you just be very quiet, man ko shant rakhe, and then remember God is with you. Swas swas mein naam le, बैठा श्वास मत को, ना जाने ये श्वास को आवन हो ना हो. So Kabir Saheb says, with every breath, remember God. That does not mean you remember God every second, every day, but in your heart, you know there's God. And it is Satpurush Paramatma that gives us that ability to breathe, to have life. So in Swans mein naam le, one easy way to do that is Soham Shabd. When you breathe in, so, breathe out Ham. It becomes Soham, Soham. And when you sit in meditation, just do that, Soham. And when you recite Soham in your mind, you don't have to say it out. In your mind, you do Soham Japa. And when you do that, put your mind on Satpurush Paramatma or Kabir Saheb. And that way, your japa will become very beneficial, because you will get, your mind will be peaceful, you'll be happy, well adjusted, and feel humble, devoted. So, Kabir Saheb, as you may know, came into the world in 1398 in Lahadara, and you know about that. So, people are saying, well, was he born from a mother? How did he get there in Lahadara and floating on a lotus flower? So there is some misunderstanding about that. But Kabir Saheb said, Gagan Mandal se utre, Satguru Sat Kabir. Gagan Mandal, from the heavens. So, Jalaj Mahi Paudan Ki, Dono Dinan Ko Pir. Kabir Saheb said, I was among the lotus flowers, and the Jolaha Nirvanima found him there, and they brought him as a Jolaha. And so Kabir Saheb did weaving for his life, and a very simple life. And his example of simplicity is like what Mahatma Gandhi lived. No collection of material things, very simple life. So Kabir Saheb lived a very simple life. In one sati he said, if people ask me, where do I live? I give my name Kabir. What is your religion? Kabir. What is your job? Kabir. So he answered like that. Why did he say that? To every question, he answered Kabir. Because all these questions relate to the body, not to the Atma. So what name you give to Atma, which jat you give to Atma, it doesn't apply. Atma is free for all that. So if you remember what Kabir Saheb came into the world for is to awaken all of us. And if we follow that example of Kabir Saheb and his teaching, we will have a great deal of peace in our heart. We will have that devotion. We have the humility. About humility, Kabir Saheb said, ऊंचे पानी ना टिके, नीचे ही ठहराए, नीचे होए तो भर पिए, ऊंचे प्यासा जाए. The water is very low. It doesn't stay high, it goes low. So if you are thirsty, then you have to bend down to get water. But if you have ego, you have abhiman, you don't want to bend down, then you can't get water. So be humble like what that water. That's Kabir Saheb's teaching. And that humility means you cannot have any ego. You can't have ahankar or abhiman, because that is what will keep you bound in the 84 lakh. 84 lakh, to be born, die, born again, die again, and we are on this wheel, charkha. So, we want to get off this birth and death cycle, because every birth, Kabir Saheb said, is suffering. There's no mother and no baby born without pain. And baby always cries at birth, so it means that there's some discomfort. And Kabir Saheb teaching is this Atma that's coming as a new baby is not a new Atma. It's been there all the time. And it's just taking a new birth. And that Atma promised to God, to Satguru Paramatma, that I will not forget you. But Kabir Saheb said, after birth, you forget God. So, दुख में सुमिरन सब करे, सुख में करे न कोई. जो सुख में सुमिरन करे, दुख काहे करोगे? And this is the way of the world. We don't remember God when we're happy, enjoying life, having parties and material pleasures. We forget God. But then when we're sick and we can't do anything for ourselves, then we remember God. And then God says, or Kabir Saheb says, Sukh mein sumiran na kiya, dukh mein kiya yaad re, kahe Kabir wa das ko, kaun sune faryad. Who's going to listen? Is God going to listen just because you have suffering, and then you remember God, but every time you're happy, God made you happy, and you forget God. So it is like a child growing up, does not remember mother and father, goes his own way. So God, we always say, is mother and father. And if we forget God, it's like forgetting our parents. And Kabir Saheb said, not to forget your parents, not to forget God. But it is God who sent us here. And God had a plan how to do it. So when Dr.Saheb asked Kabir Saheb, in the Gyan Budri, you probably know that, then Kabir Saheb told Dr. Alak Purush jab kiya bichara, lakh 84 dhaga dhara, 5 tat ki gudri bini, 3 gunan se thari bini, ta mein jeev brahma maya, Samrat aisa khel banaya. So Kabir Saheb is telling Dhammas and all of us that when God decided to create all of us, He uses shabd. Shabd is sui, the needle is shabd. And He used the elements, earth, water, fire, air, ether, to make all of us. And Jeev, Brahm or Maya is in us. We have Jeev, Atma, light, Brahm, Supreme Paramatma is in us too, as the Atma. And Maya is also there. Maya is illusion. Maya Mahatagani Amjani. Maya keeps people fooled in the world, keep them busy with attractions, enjoyments, and those kind of things. And we are forgetting to know that God is the reason for us to be here. So when we see the material things, we're not seeing God. This is because of Maya. Maya hides God from us because it makes us attracted to all the things of the senses. Kabir Saheb said in the Ghungat bhajan, Ghungat ka pathol to ko piya milenge. You know what Ghungat is? Covering the face of the veil. That veil is the Maya. We are not seeing what God is, what the real world is, because of that Maya. So when we can remove the Maya, is illusion, the false knowledge. When we can remove all that, then we see, yes, I'm still Paramatma. Jaha jaha jaun, soi par karma. Jo kuch karu so ujar. Gre ujar, ek sam leku, how mitaun tuja. Kabir Saheb said, everything I do is for God. When I speak, it says Sunuwar. When I walk, it's parikarma. When I lie down, it's dandavat. So Kabir Saheb wants us to know that to know God is to have God in your mind all the time. Uthat baithat kabhu na bisrat, aisi tari lagi. When you wake up in the morning, you go to bed at night, you're doing your work, remember it is Satpurush Paramatma in you that allows you to do everything. And since Satpurush Paramatma is the consciousness, is the power, is the energy, then we must not forget Paramatma. That is what Kabir Saheb taught us. And he lived a life of remembering God. And he said, make your life noble, sacred. And if you do that, you can go across this bhavasagar. And Kabir Saheb said, it's very important to have a guru to guide you. Like when you want to cross a river, you need a boatman to take you across. So just so, the Satguru is like that captain of the boat. He can take you across this bhavasagar. But you have to do it. The Guru will guide you. Satguru Kabir Saheb came to guide us. And just as he gave moksha to Das Saheb through his teaching and practicing his life, we will all get that moksha. We have to so happy to see all of you. I thank you for inviting me and welcoming me and acknowledging my wife to your home. And one day I am hoping that you will come to Vancouver and stay with us also. So Pandit Saheb,
ये गुरु हो पैया परो नाम के लखा दीजिए